Hi, Ellen.
Hey.
We're here.
We are.
Finally. Happy July.
Yes. Halfway through the year, officially.
Oh, yes. And are we officially in Leo season? Or it's a little bit later.
Yeah, a little later.
I haven't felt my time to shine yet. We'll get there.
You'll feel activated.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you watching? Yeah. Are you watching this? You need to get with it. Are you watching this? We on a TV shit. Are you watching this? You don't wanna miss. Are you watching this? Stop canceling our shit.
All right. Well, welcome to the Are You Watching This podcast, the podcast where we talk about shows you should be watching. I'm your host, Chelsea.
And I'm Ellen.
Ellen, what have you been watching this week?
So many things. So many things. I think I was searching for something to help me, I don't know, forget about the world and stuff. So I did all of The Bear, and we're going to do recaps on it, so I'll rewatch.
Yes.
But I did finish all of The Bear. Did you watch it?
I think I'm up to episode 5, so I'm halfway through.
Okay.
I'm liking it overall.
Yes, I like it better than last season.
Yes.
I think there's actually plot progression. I feel like we could have gotten here last season. But either way, happy we're getting there. Yeah. I think it's well done.
This will be the first recap that we have of a show that was all one drop.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious how that's gonna affect the way that we do the recap.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I do too. So. Yeah. And I do like the fact that we're recapping it a little later. I think it is a show you need to let marinate just a little bit.
Yep.
What about you?
I've continued to watch Destination X, and I'm really enjoying it, but I have so many logistical questions.
Okay.
So the whole thing is that they're in Europe and they travel by bus and they don't know where they are, but they cross country lines. So how can they do that? Because you have to show your passport when you go from France to Germany.
Europe, you don't.
You don't have to?
That's the EU.
Oh.
Yeah, your passport doesn't get stamped, or once you're in, you can travel with just yeah. At least that's what I experienced.
I feel like when I was in England, but then I was going to Ireland, but this was in 2006. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought there was some that you have to.
Yeah.
There's still many logistics questions that yeah.
I'm just saying, when we went to France last year, we went to Spain, we flew, passport didn't get checked,
Okay.
nothing. It was just you and you.
Yeah, it could be again with the England, Ireland too.
Yeah.
Wales, there's weird rules over there. Yeah.
Scotland, a lot happening. Okay. So logistically, it's confusing.
I want to understand it. I think there's so many shows, even like Love Island, that I think people assume that if you knew how it was made, you wouldn't appreciate it as much or like it as much. Opposite for me. If I could see I'm you see how you don't see this, but there's 20 people behind this that are making sure they're holding this person's hand the whole entire time. Right. I want to know these things.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. That's pretty funny. What do they call that? Wanting to see how something is made?
Oh, sausage is made?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm fine with it.
Anything else?
I was like you. I was looking for something to start, and so I went to Tubi, and that's going to be my new first go-to.
Okay.
And they have a Tubi original that's called the Z Suite.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, it has Lauren Graham.
Yes.
I can't tell if they're making fun of Gen Z. They're definitely making fun of millennials. They're kind of making fun of everybody, honestly.
Okay.
And the premise is generations clash with the award-winning C-suite at Atler Ad Agency is canceled and pushed out, and the Gen Z social media team is put in charge. So it's kind of a clash of generations.
Yes.
I only watched 1 or 2 episodes. I don't know if I'll go back and watch it.
Okay.
But I could see you liking it. Okay. There was nothing about it that was ooh, I don't like this. It just wasn't scratching that itch that I was looking for.
Okay. But it's just a silly pleasure show. Yeah, that's what it gave. I'm going to check it out. I will. Speaking of Tubi, I guess I finally did watch Borders season 2. Yeah. 6 episodes. I don't know why in my mind I thought it was more, because season 1 was also maybe 6 to 8. But so when it ended quite abruptly for me. I was like, oh, that's it. But it was a solid season. I love the actors in it. They're like up and new coming. I think they'll have many roles later on. One of the lead actors, like guys on the show, he reminds me so much of Daniel Kaluuya in the way he acts, and I sincerely hope he progresses in that way. And then there's also his mom on the show, like who plays his mom on the show, was, oh shoot, I should know her name, but she was in Sinners.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not Annie. Was it Annie? Yeah, Annie. Not the white girl in Sinners. Not the white girlfriend.
Is the premise of the show? It's a British show, right?
Yeah, so it's like boarding school.
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. But
Yeah.
I also thought Jenny and Georgia was about sisters. So you know.
Yeah, and not boarding school, and like basically underprivileged black kids get scholarships to go to this preppy boarding school.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things happening throughout that. Yeah, commentary. It's great. It's funny. It's British humor. It's Black British humor, and like even the music within it, like everything, the production wise, I think it's not important, but it's good. Like a story like that is being told with those kind of characters. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I did almost click on it when I was on Tubi, but for whatever reason, I was like, I want to save that.
Yes,
I don't know what for.
Really good. You should check it out.
And you said only 6 episodes. That's easy enough.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Yes. Okay. Just getting this out the way. I sincerely tried with the Gilded Age. I like truly put everything I had into it.
You kept tweeting asking if it got sexy, and I didn't have an answer for it. Like, I don't know for sure because I haven't watched that much of it, but I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. I got up to episode 5.
What's the point of an HBO show if you don't see any boobs?
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, that should be like the standard in a contract. Oh, you want to show at HBO? Boobs.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yes.
But anything.
Yes.
But no, it's fully clothed. Fucking period Victorian times. Corsets. It disgusts me. I'm like, it actually upsets me.
You watched 5 episodes?
Yeah. I was really trying.
That's a commitment for
Right?
something that's so boring. It is so boring.
And so I did a little research on it, and I don't know if we covered this before, but the creator of Downton Abbey created that show. Downton Abbey wasn't sexy either.
No, but it was a
honestly.
PBS show.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah, true. And then I was like comparing it to other period pieces that I watched. So like the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers is sexy. Like
Okay.
it gets sexy. So that's I'm okay with that. But the Gilded Age, whoever watches it, if you watch it, let us know why you watch it. Like what do you like about it? Because it gives nothing to me.
I've never heard anybody talk about it before, so
Fair enough.
but somebody's watching it.
Yes.
I need actual numbers. Like I feel like
Right.
sometimes these are fake.
Gotta go to the Nielsen ratings. He was actually. Anything else on your end?
I just have one more.
Same here.
Okay, so
It's the same.
I checked out the show. I've never heard of it. I was like, it just popped up. It's called 3 Women. It's from 2004. It's a Star show based on a 2019 book.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I have the book.
Oh.
I have yet to. It's literally, I have what's called books in my house that I have not read for years. So I have put them on the bedside table, and my goal is to finish them by the end of the year.
Okay.
That's one of them.
And you haven't seen the show?
But it has good actors. Right?
Yes. So it has Shailene Woodley, DeWanda Wise, and Betty Gilpin. And then there's another girl, so it's 3 women.
Yeah.
There's another girl, too. I didn't recognize the actress's name. I didn't write it down. Probably should have. Apologize.
All right.
Shailene Woodley plays a writer.
Okay.
It's a nonfiction story. So she's written this book, 3 Women, that are about these 3 women that she's finding.
Okay.
And the premise is a writer convinces 3 women of all of whom are on a course to radically change their lives to tell their stories. And it is very beautiful. It's very sad. It's very depressing. You should watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I want to read the book too. So
Yeah.
maybe you can watch the show first and then we can read the book.
Yes. Yeah. And then do an episode on what those book adaptations.
The wigs on the show are not good.
Okay.
They're a little distracting.
But it's not a period time piece.
No.
Like
It's just
just
honestly, they could have done without the wigs. I'm not sure what role they were playing. but-
okay.
Yeah.
Hair and makeup.
Yep.
Okay. I will check it out. I'm happy that it got a good review from you. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been seeing it.
I enjoyed it. Again, I had not heard about it, so
Okay. I'll check it out. But check it out before reading the book.
that's what. that's what I'm gonna do, because that's what I've done. So.
Yeah. Okay. I checked out Smoke on Apple TV Plus with Taron Egerton and Journey Smollett. I think it was 2 episodes out. I was a bit inebriated watching the first one. So it really confused me, but then I rewatched it. But it's good. I have thought. And I'll say it now, and then when you watch it, we can circle back. But I feel like Taron, I hope I'm saying his name right, as he plays like the main guy, the lead role, and it just seems like a bit of a mature role for him. Like, I don't know if casting really got it right in that. He's great. He's a great actor. I'm just not being sold as to like the level of responsibility in his job and all of that stuff that they're, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's way more thriller-y than I also was expecting.
All right. Yeah, I just didn't have a chance to check it out, but I will this week at some point.
Yeah.
So worth checking out?
Worth checking out, yeah. And it's apparently also based off of a podcast of an arsonist. Yeah.
Like a podcast about an arsonist? Yeah. Okay. I don't get arsonists. It's just one of those things that I'm just like, I like burning candles, but that's about it.
Yeah. The fire doesn't call to you.
No, it doesn't. Does it call to you?
I can see it's an intrigue.
Okay.
The water calls to me more. But I can see the fire is intrigue.
Okay. All right.
Because it's just such like a, I don't even know, I don't get into it, but it's like it's the thing that happens. It really doesn't seem real. Like, what do you mean this like flamey thing is like hot? You know what I mean? Yeah. But the cool thing about the show is they really get into like the mind of like an arsonist. So I like that.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get it after the show's done. Yeah.
Well, is it our time Love Island chat?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Well, I think we're both getting to the point where we're getting less and less committed.
Yeah.
Again, reminder, today is July 1st. We had the everybody rejoining after Casamore, the recoupling, and then we had a heart rate challenge. Those were like the big events since our last recording.
Yeah. Okay. When you put it like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, all those things happened.
Yep. How do you feel about those events?
I feel like the Casamore recoupling, I feel like let's not do that again. Let's just keep it to the original. I feel like they would, to quote Nicole from last season, too many bodies in that bitch. It still is, honestly, and unnecessarily so. Like, you're giving people chances who, first of all, we have other people in the villa that we're trying to get rid of. So now it's like they go down the pecking order because you're bringing more unnecessary people. And we haven't even voted enough. Anyways, I have a whole thing with this season that now that it's ending, I have my beef, but it's all right. And then they got to save 2 of the people who didn't get recoupled. And they saved our beloved Olandria, but I think she could have gone home. Should have gone home.
I think they should have saved her and then sacrificed somebody.
Like, in there.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where I go, like that.
Drake and I have this joke that, because they get so sad when people leave, which I get it, but that the joke is that they kill them whenever they leave the island. Like, that's it. They're just
because
done.
That's how sad they get. Yeah. It's like, damn, you're not going to death. You're just going back home.
You're going to see them in 2 months on the reunion, and you're going to be upset to see them, honestly, at that point.
Right. What were your thoughts about this past week?
Same. The thing that really got me was the toe sucking from Nick during the heart rate challenge.
I forget the episode we got of them finally having their date. Anyway,
yeah.
But yes, the heart rate.
Yeah, that was not the first time that man has put a foot in his mouth.
Absolutely not.
And it's not going to be the last.
Absolutely not.
And it really did not seem like the first time he had done with Olandria, but I think he's just so comfortable doing it.
He's in love with her. He was like, this is my time to put on my best performance so that this can happen outside a challenge one day, someday. So yeah, he put on a show.
Do you think that she was into it?
I think, all right, to answer this, let's talk about, so we finally got the fan service episode 21, where Nick and Olandria finally get forced to like couple up, they go on a date, they're figuring out if they should explore each other. It was the most beautiful episode, made me the most happiest.
He was just all the time and be like, you're just the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You're so gorgeous, dude. Yeah. And he was saying, I am getting really nervous around you. And it wasn't just because she was so beautiful, but just because he was like excited to be around her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And I think on his part, he really likes her. I think they have both put in so much with two people that's like hard to go back on, and everyone's friends now. But I think on Alandra's part, like going to your toe, did she like that toe sucking question? I think she is like not allowing herself to even. I feel like Nick is not her usual type. So she's like, I don't even know what to do with this, even though he is so on me. And I understand that, but I do wish she would give him a little chance. Yeah.
I think she also is just like in awe of the fact that like he's saying these things to her and doing these things. Yeah. And she's like, he's putting action to the words.
Like 100%. Like she was like, the next episode, he was like, I'm cold. He takes his whole shirt off his back. Not even a long sleeve shirt. He said anything to warm, like any extra clothing to warm you up. Like what? And you're trying to tell me he doesn't love her?
I know.
Like I hate using the term gaslight because it's overused, but that is what I feel like they're doing to me now, you know, because they both agreed to be friends. But now I'm like, okay, but now you're gaslighting me, Nick. You clearly still like her, but you're a bit of a coward. But it's all right.
I tweeted, I said, the situation can be faked. The chemistry is real. Yeah. I should know. I'm a scientist. I know some things about chemistry, which is true.
It's true.
What do you think happened? So, okay, Shelley got real pissed because Huda did something, and because they did cut away.
Yes.
What do you think happened where, that made Shelley so mad?
Because I'm a, what's it called? Social investigator. I don't even think that's right. Whatever. I did go back and I tried to like frame by frame. Weird that I'm saying this. I only did it a couple times, not that many times, just to see. And in one, you can see her, like, she is, it's kind of like a 69 situation. Her face is on, no, her ass is on his face. And she, mind you, she's wearing a thong. Like, it's not like she's wearing pants and she's doing that. I mean, and then even before that, they're literally stimulating, like, dry humping while making out. It was a lot. Even, like, and I'm no prude, like, yeah, but it was a lot. And I think she definitely took it that far.
Yeah.
And for everyone else to also be shocked, not just Shelley, shows that it was a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, again, it is a challenge, and Olandri did also put her ass in Brian's face, which she says. But again, Brian's not coupled up, like seriously coupled up with somebody.
Yes.
Shelley and Ace have been day one, more or less, and Huda knew what she was doing.
Yeah. And then also, like, if you want to put loyalties to it, which I really think is the reason why this season has gone so left, like, they declared alliances and friendships too early, so no one talked to anyone who, you know. But if you put that to it, which Huda was the main instigator for that early in the season, then she definitely should not have been all up on Ace like that if your girl is, like, you know, her man.
Yeah.
Yeah. She, I mean, what was it last night? Her comment about, do you think if I was...
Yeah, she would it be better if I was ugly?
Yeah, that's insane.
And he goes, his response too is amazing. He goes, no, because... I mean, he was like, you know, she's upset about the situation, not at you, which I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, the whole situation's fucked up either way. Like, whether you're ugly or not, so.
Empowered to him for even answering it in a serious manner.
He took that girl so seriously during that conversation.
The whole episode, he took her so seriously.
I know, that was sweet.
I guess.
But.
I guess. I mean,
Nobody else is being there for it right now.
No. I also just, I guess she needs somebody to be on her side on that island. And this is why I think she should have been dumped earlier.
Yes.
It's just weird.
There's so many that just...
Yeah.
It's a mess. I just don't think that we're going to get like a couple at the end of it. Unless it's Nick and Sierra. I mean, I think they do like each other, and I think they will date outside of the villa, but...
Yeah. But you don't look at them, even on that date, you don't look at them and be like soulmates, you know?
He is not looking at her the way that he looks at Alandra.
We know who his soulmate is. And yeah, he's not fooling us. And I know I texted you this, but I do want to say it on air that it's going to be so, it's not even going to be, it's going to be sad, but it's funny to me in my like evil haha funny when Sierra comes out and sees that everyone wants her man to be with somebody else. Like that, I don't even know how one should handle that situation or could handle that situation. But power to her, because she was gonna have to handle it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this week goes. Last night's episode was pretty boring.
Yeah.
They're doing some mailbox thing. Do you even know what that is?
That's new. Okay. Again, they're doing a lot.
It looks so lame already. So unless they're sending nudes to each other, I don't know.
That's what it is. So I saw the trailer for tonight's episode, and it's basically gonna cause fights. Because they're like telling each other how they feel.
Okay.
Which I'm for.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's about time.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that gets good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll end there then.
Yes.
So we have many comments. And so normally we'll do our For Your Consideration for the Emmys, but we're going to do something a little different for this segment. Ellen, do you want to explain?
Yes. So let's start off with, let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched Married at First Sight?
Yes.
Okay. A couple of seasons.
Just like, I think the very first season. I did really like it. I just never went back to it.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a family friend, Cassandra Allen, Cass, as we call her, and she was on Married at First Sight Australia last year. My brother and sister-in-law and I participated in illegal activities to watch it in real time to support her. And I don't want to give away her journey in it. I think it's out now, like on U.S. streaming sites. So if you have the chance, you guys should watch her season. It was season 11, I believe. Yes, season 11. And so she did that. I don't want to call her an influencer because I don't like she be influencing, but not like that.
It seems like she's just using her platform to like, because what we're about to do is like, this is something that she's wanted to do, so she's using it to be able to do these projects.
Yeah. And I've known, so I don't know if I mentioned, I have probably, but I grew up in Australia. Cassie and I have known each other since we were teenagers, younger. So, and she's also from Tanzania, so we...
Oh, wow. That's so neat.
Yeah. So we have that. That's how we know each other. So she has been through relationships. She did the Married at First Sight thing, and basically she then, after that, decided to release a book about... It's like a 50 guide. Oh, wow, I should have written the book down. I haven't.
Oh, I didn't either. It's something. It's like the single girl survivor guide to dating, something like that.
Yes. She released it, I think, last week or maybe 10 days ago. And in it, she has the red flag quiz. And she messaged us to take the quiz and mention it on the show, on the podcast. And just talk about it. And you guys should also buy her book. I'm going to actually look up the name of the book. So you guys can do it. And also her handles. But I'll do that at the end of this so it's fresh on everybody's mind. Okay. So the red flag quiz, there is... I have it here. There are 23 questions. She highlighted 5. No, wait. 1, 2.
I think 8.
8. My bad. 8. And we're going to go through them and answer them. And honestly. And I think this is also a great way for people to get to know us more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask the first question. Chelsea, when you were dating, did you save people in your phone by nicknames like Free Food or Toxic Number 2?
No. If it was something like Toxic Number 2, I would just delete the number. You know, like you're not even worth looking at and keeping space in my phone. What about you?
That's beautiful. So I don't, but I don't actually even save their name. I just leave it as a number.
Just in general, you're just like...
Just in general. So you know that... Everyone's seen this tweet or this thing, how it's like, men need to start their way in jail and then prove themselves out. That's how I feel about having your name saved on my phone.
Okay.
You've got to, like, prove your way.
Am I saved on your phone?
Yeah, for women, it's a free-for-all. I have, like, no barriers for men who try to waste my time. It's like, no, you've got to really prove yourself for a minute.
All right. Yeah. So we both kind of yes, but not really.
Not really, yeah. All right. Do you want to ask the second question?
Sure.
We can go back and forth.
Do you have screenshots of combos saved just in case?
So the just in case confused me, like just in case to pull up on them?
I think so.
Okay.
Or just in case to like maybe evidence to your friends, be like, look this is what they said.
Okay, I do that, yes.
Okay.
100%, yes.
I don't... I'm sure I have at some point because I've outside of a relationship at work, there's been several times where people are like, no, you don't have to worry about that. And I would be like, okay, email me that, because when it is a problem, I want evidence.
Yep.
So
Receipts.
if there's situations like that,
yes,
I'll scroll back, screenshot, and wait maybe in the argument and be like, well, actually.
Yeah. You're not going to make me look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or stupid.
Right. Okay. So that was a yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever flirted your way out of accountability? This cracked me up.
Well, yeah, probably. I think the one that I was talking to you about earlier will be the 2 more questions down. Or that's yeah. But similarly, so I will say I know that maybe because they love me so much or they like me that they'll turn an eye to something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Also, I feel like, yeah. I mean, not in a bad way. But
what am I needing to be held accountable for?
Right.
What am I talking about?
Go ahead.
Do you blame Mercury retrograde for everything, including your own bad decisions?
This one made me laugh too. It just seemed very specific, targeted. I was like, do I? But you know what? I don't. I know a lot of people know me and they're like, I'm into astrology and the woo-woos and the witches and all that stuff. Yes. But when it comes to, what is it called? Like every bad decision in that, no, I blame myself a lot. Like I'm very hard on myself. So it's more like me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I would love to. I will say, like, it's Mercury in retrograde, but I'm like, damn it, Chelsea, you're just so dumb. I will say, I've started, and this is like tinfoil hat kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We're getting more solar flares, magnetic solar flares, and it like legitimately impacts stuff. And so whenever I hear about it on the news, I'm like, well, day's fucked. Like everything's just too late now.
Yeah. Okay. So when it's science-based,
you're
like,
yeah,
okay.
But it's still a little. I blame it on like everything.
Okay.
Even though like stuff it does not affect. Then I'm like, well, there's a solar flare, the magnetic solar
flare.
Do that.
Right. Mm-hmm. You got to find something to blame something on. Honestly.
Yes. There is like a couple, or I've heard couples before say in a relationship, they make like an imaginary person that they blame for stuff so that like they don't have to blame each other. They're like, oh, that must have been Rick. And Rick's our roommate that we never see.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I'm going to steal that in my next relationship. Do you text back fast unless you're mad?
Yes. And I will give the example that I told Ellen. So I was a little late coming down here. And part of the reason was on my way driving down here, and my husband texted me, and he's like, are my keys in your car? So they were. I turned around and sent them, or dropped them off with him, and then I was like driving back. And so I got here late, and I texted him. I was like, I got here late, so I'm going to be home late. I did not tell him that you also were running late, so it was fine. I'll tell him that when I get home. Okay. And I didn't text him until like I got down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait. So when you're mad, you can withhold your anger.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I'm like, you're not getting my attention right now.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring you.
Yeah.
You.
I'm the opposite. I only text back fast when I'm mad. Yeah.
Oh.
Probably been the number one leading cause to the detriments of my relationship. Yeah, I've been in therapy for it, like taking a minute to assess the emotions.
Okay.
Yeah. Apart from that, yeah, if I'm happy, I'm not really texting.
Is that also when you're talking to somebody and they like make you mad? Or is it the text where you just feel like you can really hone in your words?
Yeah, I think it's more so when I'm just like casually dating somebody and you really don't know me that well, it's like hard to get me mad. But if it's like we're locked in, I've got, me, and then you're making me mad. I just hate being mad because it's like, why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. I don't like this emotion. So then that's where it's just like rage more. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Healthy.
Listen.
Well, yeah.
The only red flag I have.
Mm-hmm. Might come back up. Have you ever ghosted someone, then reappeared like nothing happened?
What did I write writing this down? I mean, yes. I feel like, not to be all like a downer and like blame, talk about accountability, but I feel like if one has suffered from depression,
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's like that's just part of our coping mechanisms that we do. So it's like isolation because you feel overwhelmed. So I've done that before.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then it's not that you are ignoring it necessarily, but it's like, okay, you finally are feeling ready to re-engage with somebody,
Yes.
a friend, relationship, whatever.
Yes.
The last thing you want to do is just rehash the depressive episode you just had.
Exactly.
You're like, okay, that's behind me.
You're right.
Let's move on. Yeah. Let's just kind of act like that didn't happen.
Right. And it's truly like it's a me thing, not a you thing that I ghosted.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I wish there was a better way to explain that didn't make it sound like we're not taking accountability for even the ghosting. But yeah.
There are some people, no, I'll just say I just stop talking to people. I don't come back in their lives though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is like a very family trait. You piss somebody off and like you cross a line with them, a boundary that's like,
then you're done.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So.
Circling to TV, there's an episode of Insecure, like not an episode, but like a story arc that they do for one of the guys Issa dates, and he ghosts her, and then he comes back and he explains his depression. Yeah. I was like, yeah. All right. Do you low key love the chaos?
I want to say no. I don't. I think I am fine living a very boring life where you like get up every morning, do the exact same thing, and you're just like, oh, I love you so much. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Like, I love that. I don't think that would like, because there are people, they get bored with that.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, we need to do something, and so they'll create chaos. But
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with you. I like peace. Whatever. I don't do games. So I don't like the chaos. If you're making me feel uneasy, actually now that my frontal lobe has developed, I'm like, that's the sign that you're not for me. I like a challenge though. So in my earlier days of dating, I didn't know how to differentiate between challenge and like chaos, but now I do.
Well then, have you ever tried to fix someone like a personal project?
I don't think fix, no, but I do. Let me rephrase. I did date potential. So that, but I'm not like doing something extra for them. I just want them to be more. What about you?
Same. I will say that I feel like I like to lead by example. So I'm like, I'm not trying to fix them, but I'm like, hey.
Why did you word it like that? That's so funny.
How would you word it?
No, it's great. But it was just so like true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm learning though, you have to verbalize it as well. You can't just show it.
Yeah.
You have to be like, hey.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Well, I say she had like a little scorecard, which we only did 8. I'm giving us a orange flag.
Okay, orange is you're spicy and slightly terrifying. Okay. Okay. I feel like we're yellow.
Oh, what was yellow?
Proceed with caution and maybe a little shadow work.
I'm going with orange.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with yellow.
Okay.
Just because.
You're taking some accountability.
Yes. True. Very true.
Well, I like that. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. All right. Let me look up the name of this. Sorry, you guys.
Ooh. I will say too, I very much am going to watch her season. I did just Google her on the show just to see like what season was, just, I don't know, get curious. And there's like TMZ Australia or something, one of those gossip websites. And it had like a whole summary of that season, like all the articles. And it was just like, made it seem like the most dramatic thing you've ever seen on TV.
It was a pretty dramatic season.
Okay.
With the people on it. Yeah, there was a lot of drama. Confrontational drama. Let's see. What the heck? All right, so her socials is just on Instagram, Cassandra Allen _ And the book is called The Single Girl's Guide to Surviving a Relationship.
That's it, surviving a relationship.
Yes. So you guys should check that out. Check her out. She's great. She's beautiful. She's so sweet. On the show, the reason why I say you should check out the show, like they show her family and stuff, and they're beautiful people. Her dad's amazing, like stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
check her out.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to get into this week's topic?
Yes.
Okay, so the title that I came up with is Significant Shrinkage, TV Season Length. And the significant shrinkage is from that Seinfeld episode where George talks about shrinkage. It's like one that's not so more quoted anymore, but it has a good solid lexicon, I think, within TV. Yeah. So last week we talked about binge watching and how binge watching's kind of changed because of streaming services, and the episode or the season lengths have shortened.
Yes.
So a TV season. So a TV season historically has referred to the number of episodes that are aired in 1 year of a series, traditionally running from fall to spring, September to May, generally.
Yeah.
Network TV season length, like ABC, NBC, CBS, were 20 to 26 episodes, or still are. And then for 30 to 60-minute episodes. And this was the case from about 1960 to 2010. Okay. Prior to 1960, a season could have at least 30 episodes, and sometimes up to 39.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like daytime TV.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And then now we have cable and streaming, and they're usually 6 to 8, sometimes 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So the why? Why do we? Why were we having 20 to 26 episodes per season? Syndication. So TV series qualify for syndication after airing 100 episodes. And so that could be accomplished after 4 or 5 seasons if you have 20 to 25 episodes per season. And reruns and syndication is like very, very profitable for networks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
I know that the 100 episode was always like a big deal. They would celebrate it in some way.
I thought it would be more profitable for the cast. Like, I know actors were always like counting down for the 100th episode.
Well, because then if they get syndication, they get those residual checks for a very long time.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Seinfeld's probably still cashing in those.
Absolutely. The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. So before the almost takeover of streaming networks and cable TV seasons became shorter around the 2007's writer strike. And the example is Law Season 4 was originally supposed to have 16 episodes. Yeah. 8 of those were aired before the 2007's writer strike. And then after the writer strike, only 5 more episodes were completed before the end of the season. Same goes for 30 Rock. It was supposed to have 22, had 15. Yeah. Grey's Anatomy, 23, 19. Desperate Housewives, 23, 17.
I remember this. Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember this was when I was like really getting into the office, and I was like so bummed that it wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
The writer's strike online was saying that the writer's strike proved quality over quantity. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that? In general, I feel like yes, quality over quantity all the time. But I don't think we're getting quality in the less quantity.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll get to a little bit more of that. But that was my same thought. I was like, I feel like this is the first time they saw like, oh, we can still have a really good show without so many episodes. And then the network was like, cha-ching.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so then this is the good and the bad, and most of it's bad of why we have shorter ones. There's Parrot Analytics. They have a website. Actually, I don't even know what all they analyze, but that went about TV episodes. So like you were saying about binge watching, the shift to shorter seasons is reflected in the audience expectations. So they're blaming it on the audience. Yeah. Like it's their responsibility, just like it's our responsibility to save the planet. Well, Jeff Bezos and all those people.
That's such a burn, yeah.
While I take out my compost.
Right. Yeah.
That's stinky. Okay. Viewership patterns, network strategies, and streaming platforms. So seasons are also getting shorter for both network and the streaming platforms, which is reflecting an increase in competition for the attention's audience. But again, they're still saying it's the audience.
They're literally putting the blame on us for it, but yet we're here saying, no, give us more TV episodes.
Yeah.
So it's very bizarre.
Yeah, the network TV seasons went from 15.4 in 2018 to 10.2 by 2023.
Crazy.
And it says that the audience prefers a tighter knit narrative.
I don't know. I also think it's a time and a place for it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree.
In 2018, 19% of the shows had seasons with more than 20 episodes. And then by 2023, it was only 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So only 4.5%? Is that?
Mm-hmm. Oh. And that was of 2023.
Had more than 19?
Oh, well, it says it had decreased decreased 2. Yeah, 4.5.
More than 19 episodes? Was it that number?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that tracks. That's what it feels like. That's what it is.
Yeah. For network and cable TV, if audience engagement peaks at the season finale, that indicates that it's like a successful show, that they've maintained the audience's attention. And so for the past 6 to 10 years, that usually sits at 40%. So if 40% of the audience sticks to the show by the season finale and is like still engaged with it, then they're like, that's a success.
Oh, okay.
But HBO is unique in that its audience interest usually is about 50% by the season finale.
Oh, wow.
Which kind of checks out.
Yeah, The Pit, I feel like, was a great example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For streaming services excluding binge-related shows, there has been an increase in seasons of TV series that maintain audience engagement to the finale from 30% in 2018 to 50% to 2023.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I agree.
I don't know. And then overall, streaming platforms are adapting shows to make content that holds attention's audience until the finale by using like cliffhangers and other writing strategies. But if it's a good show, you shouldn't be having to use strategies. But let's be honest, it's always just about money, right? And so shorter TV seasons are less of a risk for networks or just, any studio.
Right.
Because
production.
Yeah. If you have 22 episodes, if it's flop, the first few weeks, you would still have 15 to run, and networks would either have to cancel midway and cut losses or continue airing the flop.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes they should cancel them too soon to even at least show the whole season.
Yes, let it run.
And TV production value has also increased, and therefore so is the budget. So shrinking the advertised market as well, because we're putting all this budget into the higher production costs, and they're on streaming services. Well, Netflix has ads now, but that originally didn't have ads.
Yeah. Okay.
So then the advertising market, which is what really pushes the network TV and cable TV now.
Yeah.
And streaming, soon to be streaming.
Yeah. We're pretty much here.
Yeah. I mean, if, let's say, Hulu makes it where you can't pay without ads.
Yeah.
What will you do?
That's just cable.
Yeah, exactly. I will go back to just cable TV.
Yeah. I would just, me too. I've said that.
I'll call up Comcast and get my
sign up.
Yeah, cord.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There were 2 points that I found that I thought were interesting in regards to the shorter episode or shorter season lengths. They said that the fewer episodes allow networks to expand the number of shows on their roster, which I think is fair to a little because Tubi, it would allow room if they wanted to for smaller shows, newer creators.
Yes.
They're not doing that, but it does add room for them, which I do like.
Yeah.
And there was an article on The Ringer, which I'm going to read a little section of because it really felt like summarized things. Did point out that the shorter season also make it easier to enlist stars to be in front and off the camera because there's less film time, so they can do more projects and it's not pulling them away from the big movie.
Right.
And which we've talked about that we've seen more and more movie stars being TV shows.
Yeah, more A-listers being TV shows. Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense because there was something I just saw I don't know. Someone announced, I think it was Kate Winslet or something, was on a TV show and then whatever. And I was like, how are these people in so many things? But it's because they're short episodes, so it makes sense then.
Yep. So this is what the Ringer article said. It said, mourning the lost long TV season. It's a little long, but I think you'll like it.
Okay.
Most old series would have benefited from eliminating the fat and filler that usually require to put out a 22-episode season. But a few shows, at least, made the most of that extra space, maintaining a consistently high level of quality while pumping out episodes at an ungodly rate. Cheers, of course, which often ran its season tallies to 26, airing almost without pause except for summer hiatus. Sorkin-era West Wing, The Good Wife, which its fans could count on even as the rest of the Sunday night lineup waxed and waned. Insert your favorite extended series here, as long as you don't pick The Big Bang Theory.
I love you, whoever wrote this article.
We've also largely lost the thrill of a breakout hit whose glorious first season goes on and on, like Lost or The OC. Those shows also serve as an argument against long seasons, since they ran out of story runway faster than they would have if they'd saved some plot for later. I don't agree with that one.
I don't agree.
But plenty of short season shows ran out of steam too, and the long ones burned bright while they lasted. There's something to be said for striking 22 times while the cast and crew are hungry and the creative iron is hot.
Yeah.
So this was written by Ben Lindenberg in 2017.
Okay.
But that's kind of, I feel like that summarized my thoughts too, as like, there is a time and place.
Yeah.
And I really don't mind the shorter seasons.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a choice in that.
Yeah.
And we know it's money driven. And sometimes shows need more than 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need more than 10 episodes.
Yes.
And I feel like they're being constrained to do that. And we don't get this character development that we should.
I agree. 100% agree. And I feel like we're getting cheapened out of the full TV experience with how short the seasons are becoming or have become. Yeah, I also, what I loved about the 22, 24 episode seasons, especially primetime shows or the network shows, I loved that it truly went along with your year as well. So we had the Halloween episodes, the Christmas episodes, the New Year's episodes. Like, that to me is such like a nostalgic thing that I need back on TV. Yeah, yes, there were fillers, but they were fun. And also, they're not fillers because you get to know more of like the character in that way, or you're affirmed through like seeing their shenanigans for that episode, and you're like, yes, I do know this character. That is what they would get up to in this scenario.
Yeah, just larger universe building.
Yeah.
And I think it gets the audience more invested in it.
Yes, exactly. Like, you become a part of that show, like in that world. You're like, these are my friends. Yeah.
Which we've talked about that with the podcast, kind of making sure that we're consistent and like putting out a lot of episodes, because we love when we find something new and there's a lot to enjoy.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, there's only 8 episodes.
Yes.
It's like you don't even want to commit, and you're like, well, it's going to be over so fast.
Right, exactly.
What if I love it?
Exactly. And then you're just like, I need to ration this out for myself, but I'm not to be trusted with that.
And we don't ever know if the show's going to come back.
Yes.
I do feel like this year, maybe it's just because I'm paying attention to it more, but I think we get confirmation of renewal sooner.
Yeah.
Than we have the past couple of years.
Yes, definitely.
But otherwise, I mean, still, you don't know if a show's coming back.
No, you don't. And I feel like, yeah, we got it sooner, but it's still not soon enough to, like, in that moment where you're like, I'm going to invest my time in watching the show, and then it gets canceled, and you're like, well, why did I even do that? But anyways, yeah. I don't know. 22 episodes minimum for me, please.
I like The Pit for sure. Could have had, actually, they really should have had 24.
Yeah.
Like 24.
Yeah.
Which so I did, I don't know, I was just like, I looked up the top most popular TV shows, and I looked at their length and I tried to pick like network ones, premium ones, older ones, newer ones.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it follows the same pattern, but I did feel really dumb because I was like, how many episodes of 24 does 24 have? Forgetting the whole premise is that each episode's an hour.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh yeah, 24, duh. But that ran it was on Fox from 2001 to 2010. But even during that writer's strike period, they still had the 24 episodes.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because I wrote averages if they didn't. Anyway, 30 Rock on NBC from 2006 to 2013 had 19.71 episodes per season on average. Some were like 17, some were 20, some were 22.
Yeah.
The Americans, which was on FX from 2013 2013 to 2018 had 12.5 episodes per season.
Yeah.
That checks out.
What was their highest? Did you have that?
I think it was 13 or 14.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But I Love Lucy, CBS, 1951 to 1956, had 30 episodes per season on average, which that makes sense, though, too, because whenever we were first talking about TV and the origins, and I think you said that, oh, I Love Lucy only has 4 seasons. And I was like, really? And it's because they had so many episodes.
Yeah, they literally had 2 seasons within an episode.
Yes.
Yeah, within a season. Yeah. Wow.
Lost, ABC from 2004 to 2010, it had 20 episodes per season, average. Mad Men, which I actually was a little surprised by this, despite the fact that I watched Mad Men multiple times. AMC, 2007, 2015, had 13.14 episodes per season, average.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought it was closer to 20 for some reason. I think it's because it's just a slow, boring show.
It is. Typically, my rule is like when it's on like a cable show, it's lesser seasons compared to network anyway.
It's what?
On a cable show, it's lesser seasons. So yeah, like it's no more than 15. When it's on cable. Yeah.
Modern Family, ABC from 2009 to 2019, which I didn't know it went on that long. Like 2009, like up until
2009. So 10 seasons, 9 to 10 seasons.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah,
and it had 22 episodes per season on average. So that makes sense. Again, it kind of falls in line with them. Sex and the City on HBO, running from 1998 to 2004, had 15.67 episodes per season. And 3 out of the 6 seasons had 18 episodes.
Okay.
So it was actually for HBO for that time, too. They've always been on the smaller season side. That's a pretty high number for them. But the episodes also were only 30 minutes versus like Sopranos, I think, was an hour.
Yeah. Also probably why they have syndication.
Yeah. There you go. And these are some shows that still have 22 episodes. All of which, well, actually that one might not be. I think are all of network. Abbott Elementary, shout out.
Yes.
Quinta. 20 episodes 2 and 4 have 22. The other ones have like 17 and 18.
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but Ghosts. Have you watched that show?
Yes.
Is that a network show, though?
It's on Paramount Plus, CBS.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's exclusively. I think it's actually CBS.
Okay.
I don't think it's exclusively Paramount Plus.
I don't think it airs on CBS, though, does it?
I don't think it does.
But it still has 20. So that was kind of surprised. But I guess if it's a Paramount Plus, it might, I guess, make sense.
Yeah. But it is a half-hour comedy, too.
Oh, yeah, it is half-hour, yeah. And then The Simpsons and Bob's Burgers.
That's it?
There's other ones. Those are the ones that popped in my head.
Okay.
Which, that's why I like Abbott so much. That's why I watch Bob's Burgers, is because there's infinite amount to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, I was like catching up on Abbott, and it's like the Valentine's Day episode, and like just all these little things, like, that we celebrate in normal life that are included in the TV shows. And let's get back to that. Let's not make it just like a storyline. I don't know, like a movie storyline, and you're not actually feeling the days within it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did look up It's Always Sunny, and I should have written it down, but because they've been on for 17 seasons now.
Literally.
And they started, the first season I think had 7, and then it was like 10, 11, 12. I think the 4th season had 14, and then it was like 10, 8, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7. So it just gets smaller, smaller, smaller.
That also probably makes sense as why they've been on for so long.
Yeah.
I could not believe it because it's part of my press release that I wrote down that season 17 is coming out soon. I was like, 17 seasons? That's crazy. Like, how are we not talking about the show more? Lesser episodes.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That's why. And so that's kind of all I had down, and I had some final thoughts, and it's I think you're losing audiences. Yeah. Again, time and place, but maybe invest more money in some more episodes for specific shows, and then take some of that other extra money and put it into a smaller show that's like a smaller creator, a newer person on the scene, and give them 8, 10 episodes.
Right, exactly.
And
to
then
create their new thing.
Yes, and then the next season.
Yes, I agree with that method.
Which was what Abbott did. Again, 8 episodes and then 22.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like they're trying to convince us of it's like a us problem, where it's like, no, you're just trying to take advantage of the people, like all of that within. Because No, so I follow a lot of writers on social media, and like that's one of their biggest complaints these days is like they can't get booked for shows because it's like 8 seasons long. So also that shortens the writer's room. There's like 4 bodies or 6 bodies compared to like the 12 that like the office, like, you know, we grew up then getting to know other like Mindy, and I just think everyone gets cut short from this short season or episode seasons that we're doing.
And I think too, part of how we got here is that we just weren't questioning it. And I think when people watch TV, people often watch TV to not think, so they're not putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
That I think people are probably thinking, man, there's not any good shows out anymore, and they're not jumping to think why.
Yes.
Why they feel that way, why that's the case.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not because they couldn't pay attention to a 22 episode season.
No.
It's not.
No, because if anything, we all did it. We all paid it. It's kind of like the ads thing or like the dial-up thing. We just got used to a quicker way of consuming something or getting something that now if we go back to the 22, people think that's no way to live. How did I even put up with the ads before? But it's like, no, you can still live with the ads.
Pitt is a perfect example of that, though, because they did 15 episodes, and that I don't know a show that is not a network sitcom that has, or procedural, that has more than 10 episodes or 12.
Yeah.
I was in awe.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I agree. But yeah, to your point, I feel like there's a lot of TV out now, but there's very little substance to it because they're getting through the story very quickly. And it doesn't leave you room to feel things or connect with the characters or really be inside the world. Unless it's like for like adolescence, that made sense.
Yes.
Also the way they tackled it, the way it was shot made you in that person's what's it called, point of view and stuff like that. So that made sense. But everything else, why are you wasting our time? Yeah.
The last thing that I had was a question. How many episodes do you think a season should have?
Honestly, 22 is my sweet spot. Yeah. But I would say 18 to 22.
Yeah.
22 is my sweet spot. What about you?
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, again, I can see some shows, but if you're having a show that's only 8 episodes, it seems like maybe that could be a mini series or like an anthology or something like that, and have its own classification. That's just
what it is. Yeah, maybe that's the issue. Maybe they need to start to like defining it better. You know what I mean? Yeah, like a limited TV or miniseries.
Yeah, tiny TV.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Brits do that. Like when it's an 8 episode season or something, they call it a miniseries. So, and they're smart over there.
Yeah. I didn't look into it too much because, like we've said, most of what we talk about is American TV and the way. But I do think, based on what I was kind of gathering, that a lot of other countries still have shows with multiple or a lot more episodes than what we're getting.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we get for living in a very capitalistic country.
Yeah, isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely?
It is.
Did you have any other final thoughts, concerns, opinions?
No, very cool information that you found. You know, when you do sit and think about it, it adds that, like, it makes total sense. Do you think we'll ever get back to 22?
If we didn't get the Pit this past year, I would say no. But because of that, I can see hope of, we'll at least get a couple. People see, okay, there's room for it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, and Hollywood is very much like, they kind of like, I call it like begs. Like they kind of, whatever is trending, they kind of swing that way. Which
I think, again, is, we kind of said, but to say it in a different way is, okay, Netflix came out with House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, and they were shorter seasons, and people liked them. Yeah. And so it's like everybody thought, like, oh, that's the key to getting people back into TV. Yeah. And yes, it is great. Like, I am glad that there are shorter seasons of some TV shows. Yeah. Or it fits for those, but they didn't have to shift everything. Not everything had to change to that dynamic.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Or maybe like network TVs should just stick to being network TVs and giving us the 22 episode, like, seasons. Yeah. Or, yeah.
Which CBS is really the only one doing that.
Yeah, it's insane. Because even the show I watched this year, Doc, I'm like trying to think of the ones I liked. It was on Fox. I think it was only 7 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe 11, and it shocked me because it was just picking up, like, it getting interesting. It was very interesting at the beginning, but you know what I mean? And then it was like, no, next season. So maybe it got the Abbott treatment, like a little tester.
Yeah.
But also, I'm pretty sure if you just, what's it called, like, gave them more episodes that season, people would have tuned in more and more.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyways, hopefully they learn.
We'll make them learn. We'll make them.
We will.
Do you have anything for press release? What's coming up this week?
I do. I do want to mention 2 cancellations. One, I'm very upset because I watched it and we talked about it. Gross Point Garden Society. The one on Peacock got canceled.
Not that surprising, but
it is what it is.
I need to be in these rooms while there's canceling these shows. I need to have like the actual decisions. What are the numbers?
Exactly.
What was it? Because some of the cast couldn't come back. Like I need an explanation.
Right.
Why you're breaking up with me? Why you're leaving me?
Because that's what it feels like. That's the perfect way to describe it. It really feels like you're being broken up with.
Yeah.
Without any prior. Like, I didn't even think we had issues in this relationship.
You're like, I was having a great time.
And then the second one, this one they did give a reason, and this is the first time I ever heard of it. But so Dr. Odyssey, did you ever watch it?
No, but somebody was like, America just wasn't ready for a hot captain and a throuple at sea or something like that. So apparently that's what it's about.
Yeah. Good old Joshua Jackson. It is a Ryan Murphy production. So take that, the throuple kind of.
Oh, I didn't know Ryan Murphy was involved in it. Okay.
But it also got canceled, but it's because the actors didn't renew their contracts. So
I wonder why, though.
Yeah.
If they didn't renew their contracts, it's because something was not good.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. But yeah, those are the 2 cancellations I have. You can start with the premieres. Do you have any?
I just have one.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I just have the hot dog eating contest on ESPN2 on Friday, July 4th. I watch it every year.
Okay, maybe I'll tune in this year.
I need to check out because last year there was some drama. Joey Chestnut, he's like the world hot dog eating champion, and he always eats at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, which Nathan is the best hot dogs, by the way.
Okay.
Just the best hot dogs.
What?
They're just good.
Okay.
Good quality.
Is it the sausage? Or, like, what is Nathan's hot dog?
Is it the meat?
Yeah.
Is it all beef kosher hot dog?
Okay, so it's like it's not a place you can get this.
You can, actually. They have them in airports.
Oh, really?
And the Orlando airport, there's a Nathan's.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen a Nathan's.
Last year, though, he decided to eat vegan dogs, I guess, instead, and so they wouldn't let him in the competition. And so he had to do another competition, so they had 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it he just wanted to do vegan?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't look into it that much. Have you ever watched a food eating contest, a hot dog eating contest, any of the sort?
I have.
It's pretty disgusting.
I bet.
I still want a hot dog afterwards, but it takes me a minute.
Yeah, that's like the gluttony the Bible talks about, huh?
Well, and to get it down quicker, they dunk it in water. And often, too, they'll, like, separate the bread and bun, so this is so gross. They'll be shoving hot dogs in their mouth and then dipping the bread in the water and then just like hot dog bread.
Wow.
Yeah. So you should watch it.
I will. I'll find time to watch that. I didn't know you could separate the bread from the sausage, so
yeah,
that's cheating in a way, but it's all right. I'll allow it.
That they have pretty strict rules, but those are the ones that they can get by with.
Okay. Very funny. And how long have you been watching this?
Probably 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
how many hot dogs do you think you could eat in, let's say, 10 minutes?
I'm pretty gluttonous. I think it's like one thing people should not know about me that I try to like hold in. But in 10 minutes, I don't know, maybe 50.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is a long time.
Yeah. I think, 10 minutes might be too long because you have time for it to settle in your stomach.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to do like 3 minutes, how many I can do in 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Doing like, sorry, I'm doing math in my head. 4 every 15 seconds. Am I doing that right? Yes. Okay. Maybe 10.
Okay.
That's me rounding. That's me, like, being generous. What about you?
Who knows? But I do want to do the, like, baseball challenge where you go and you have a hot dog and a beer every inning.
Yeah.
So that's like nine beers and 9 hot dogs.
And you walk out?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Here's was my very first job was working at the Lookouts in Chattanooga and the concession stand, and primarily I would make hot dogs, and surprisingly I still like them. But my friend Jill and I, we would play the hot dog Olympics, so we would time ourselves out to see how quickly we could get all the hot dogs on the grill, in the buns and bagged and in the drawer as quick as possible.
Yeah. How many did you do?
I think like 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Within
probably 10 minutes or something like that. Yeah. Because it's like one of those really big ones. Yeah.
So you gotta,
we had it all, like, we had a system.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a system. It was fun.
That's impressive. Okay. I feel like you could also do 10 in 3 minutes, by the way.
Probably. My stomach gets so full quickly, and then like 5 minutes later I'm hungry again. So it's just if I eat so much at one time, it kind of slows me down.
Yeah, sure.
Give me a day. Like in a day I could eat 12 Krispy Kreme donuts easily.
Yes, easily.
I eat like 4 in the morning if I get. We're getting so off topic, and I'm just embarrassing myself now.
No.
I used to, some mornings I would wake up and I'm like, I just want Krispy Kreme donuts for breakfast.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go, and I was like, well, it's really rude of me to show up to work and have donuts just for myself. So I would get a dozen donuts. Well, I want to eat some of them on the way. So I get 2 dozen donuts so I can eat from one box, so I could just give the other box. Because it's rude. And then they'd also be like, where'd the other 4 go? Like, oh, I ate them on the way over here.
That's what I bought them, so
yeah,
don't question. That's funny.
All right, what else you got?
Okay, so apart from the hot dog eating contest, there's a new show on Prime Video with Maggie Q. Did you ever watch Nikita on the CW? I've heard of it.
Yes, but I wasn't an avid watcher.
Yeah, I watched it. I loved it. So
you really love the CW shows.
Listen.
Did you watch Rain?
Yes. Of course I did. Maggie Q is the lead actress in this new show called Ballard? How
you spell it?
Ballard.
Yeah, Ballard.
Okay. And it's premiering July 9th, Wednesday. And it's just her. She's always in action roles, like, doing stunts and kicking ass. And this is exactly the same thing. But I will check it out because I like her.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of sexy, she always, like, brings a bit of sexy to it. So I like that. Then also The Comeback show on HBO with Lisa Kudrow. I didn't know it premiered in 2005.
Yeah, so when I was surprised by this news, because I knew it had come out so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, wait, what? And also, I didn't think it was that long ago. But so it got revived by HBO for a 3rd and final season. If anyone has, like, watched that, it's coming back.
I've started to start watching it so many times, and it has such a slow start, and so I might have to jump in somewhere where it gets, because so many people, when that news came out, like, it was all over my Instagram page, my TikTok, my Twitter, and so I'm like, I need to make sure I go back and watch the show.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have to skip to, like, episode 3 or something.
Okay. Well,
I'll go back. I need the momentum to keep going.
Gives me, like, bro. I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
I know the premise. I've watched the first episode, I think, all the way through. So I'll just skip ahead a couple more.
Okay. I'll allow it for now. And then one more. Too Much on Netflix, the Lena Dunham TV show. That comes out also July 9th, Wednesday.
Oh.
For sure.
Okay. I missed that one somehow.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming out later, I guess, in my head.
I did too. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's literally next week.
Yeah. Who's that in that again? Isn't Megan Stelter in it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. She plays the lead in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I watched the trailer and it's very cute. So
yeah,
hopefully it is cute. I feel like it might do, what was the Adam Brody show that just came out last year?
Nobody wants
Wants. Yeah, I feel like it has that similar.
I got the same vibe.
Yeah. So we'll check that out. And then Always Sunny season 17 comes out next week too.
Oh, it is next week. Okay.
Yeah. shout out to whoever is on it with Always Sunny being 17 seasons deep. Very impressive. Shout out to you.
I think they probably at this point just enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll get paid for it.
Yeah, and they're all friends, married to each other.
Yeah.
All that.
It's probably one of those low effort things at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I want to tell everybody to have a safe 4th of July. And also, it reminded me that the next season of The Pit takes place 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see what kind of shenanigans and injuries come in from that.
Me too. Yeah.
I think probably somebody will have a firework up their butt. So I'm guessing that one.
Definitely. Or something blown off by a firework.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So everybody stay safe. Don't do that.
Or maybe a hot dog eating contest going wrong, and it's like
get a stomach impaction or something.
I can see that.
So many good things. So many good things to happen. All right. Well, until next time.
See ya.
Rate us, like us, leave a review.
Love us. Review us.
Yes, I like to watch
us. Tell people about us.
Bye.
Bye.
You watch.